What's good with y'all, man? Welcome back to another video. You see the title. It's getting real disrespectful out here. Could Giannis play in the 80s? I'll tell you, he'd be able to play in any era that ever existed. He's 6'11", 250, big body, wide shoulders, shaped like a door, big man. And he's athletic like we've never seen from anybody that size. But somehow, we have an old head that doesn't think that he could play in an era where people were just standing around in the paint and people were missing tons of mid-range pull-ups and playing back to the basket basketball. And I mean, even if there's no defense, they're posting up. So without further ado, let's get into the video. We'll critique the video and give my own thoughts afterward.
He wouldn't have been a force back in the days.
That's would or not.
He wouldn't have been a force.
Why is that?
He would have struggled because they would make him 2 jump shots, and he wasn't gonna be doing no Europe to the basket like he's doing. You'll step to the basket and just get layup. No, somebody gonna knock his head off. I mean, I'm glad he's doing what he's doing now, but he definitely wouldn't. He wouldn't come on the bench back in the days.
And all these guys talking about Giannis couldn't play and all that, dude. Giannis going around Oakley, Giannis going around all them, he dunking on them, he letting them, he bigger, he faster, he stronger. You can talk all that stuff because you don't play no more. You can talk all that stuff because you got gray hair and you sitting on the sideline smoking cigars about what you used to do. That dude would dog you every single time y'all stepped on the court. Now, you may hit him hard. Okay, all right. After you hit him hard, you ain't got no game. You ain't got no game. Okay, so if you hit me and I be like, okay, that's all you got? You ain't got nothing but a hit? I'm getting ready to mess over you. And Giannis, just like he treating them now, he's bigger, faster, stronger. He'd be dunking on all them. Left-handed, just like Ralph Sampson was dunking on them. Giannis would be doing the same thing. So all y'all stop it with he wouldn't dominate in the 80s. We ain't never seen no dude like this come into our league. And give him his props, give him his credit. He would dog anybody in the 80s, 90s, 2000, and 30-20 when we get there.
So after hearing that, it's not even about being an old head at that point. That's just a joking term that does apply to a lot of people. But look at what we're looking at right now. The defense that they said, wow, none of these modern day NBA players could play in. Michael Jordan is hitting these dudes with the simplest of moves. Nobody knows how to defend it. He pass faking, dudes running everywhere. Talking about people like Steph Curry and Giannis couldn't play in this. And I understand Michael Jordan is, quote, the greatest of all time. But Lord have mercy, the defense is very overrated. It really is. This man came with a spitting image of modern basketball. And you've seen he's called the greatest of all time. Some of these dudes are even more gifted than Michael. Giannis has Michael-esque athleticism at nearly 6 inches taller. So out of fear of turning this into a 90s and 80s roast session, I've decided to get more highlights and to have those play in the back while I just express my thoughts and opinions. Isaiah Thomas has every right to speak on the era he played in, both. He's a champion, and not only was he a champion, he was considered a great defender at that time. And we know why. All you have to do is stop duels with one hand, with no dribble moves, only looking to set up a mid-range pull-up, and sometimes a wide-open 3. And that's no offense. Shout out to my guys that really grew up in this era and loved it, but you have to stop lying to the younger generation and yourselves. Because now we're going to have the elders that actually have a consciousness and honesty to share to the earth who will expose you. And not only that, we have the highlights. Like, come on now. The defense in the last year's playoffs was so much better than anything I've seen in the eras before. Like, I've never seen 90s defense, except from a couple players, look like what it looks like today in the playoffs. Somebody like Klay Thompson slides his feet faster, stays in front of his defense, in front of his offensive player with his defense better than anybody I've ever seen from those eras. Watch Klay Thompson against Kyrie. That's just putting a little sprinkle into the universe for you. They had the whole series on YouTube. And I'm sharing just a little bit of it with you right now. It's a whole 8-minute series. Check it out. But the way that the foot speed is set up now for top defenders, the way that they're able to read dribble patterns that didn't exist in a certain time where people were saying that it was so much better, is an absolute disgrace toward human evolution. The way that we've improved our sleep patterns, our diets, our work ethic. People have crazy handles as children now, like they've never had before, except for a couple people. It's absolutely disgraceful for people to go around still promoting this narrative of 80s and 90s defense was just, oh man, I'll knock his ass to the ground. Well, why didn't you do it? Because Michael Jordan was teabagging a lot of you. Nuts on chin. And respectfully, the 90s and 80s did bring a lot of what we see today, but we can't keep talking about it in a way that discredits the current era as if the current era hasn't improved on just about everything that we've seen before. So, hey, much love to you guys. We're not going to drag this one on too long. My real conscious folk that have eyes can clearly see that the modern era is much better in every way possible. If you disagree, though, leave a comment. Shout out to my guys that mess with me. You know who you are. This should be dropping. Maybe be doing a Jello game. Shout out to Snow. He hit me up in my stream talking about don't stop doing the Jello games. So we'll try to do some more Jello games and watch awful Greensboro basketball. But we finna get up out of here, man. Much love to you guys, man. Peace.